Be prepared throughout for offensive language and adult themes. Tonight, it's nominations time.
Made me feel intimidated, manipulative.
Playing a game.
Makes people very uncomfortable.
I don't like fake.
Just doesn't like me.
And Natalie whips up a storm.
I want to know who I'm living with. Didn't even know that Jermaine had a girlfriend.
If people don't want to say it...
I didn't force anybody to just say it.
Did you chill? What's wrong with you? Why is it so chill now?
So you want to act like you got on this show because you're Prince Charming?
Jesus Christ, girl.
Why are you in here with us if you think you're too big to be in here?
No, did I just say that?
It's so negative, man. It's ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
Day 5, 10:01 a.m. Celebrity housemates are waking up to a basic shopping budget, having failed the shopping task. Kirsty has something to share with Ryan.
I have to tell you something funny about you.
Go on.
You were talking on in your sleep last night.
What's that?
First of all, you started like this. President, Vice President.
No, I didn't.
I just, blah, 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 whatever gibberish. All right, please, step forward. Well, I was like...
Are you serious?
At first, I thought you were playing with, like, kidding.
No, you're lying.
Swear to God. But then at the very end, it was like, please step forward.
You're joking me.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
What the hell?
I don't know.
I'm taking this presidency thing far too serious. What? Oh, no.
Chloe has an observation about Natalie.
Don't you think? She's one of the loudest in here, so Kirsty probably thinks that she's going to get attacked if she says something.
Ben is the loudest in here.
Ben
I
is
am
the
not
loudest.
the loudest.
Not her.
No, there's no different way.
Yeah.
You are the loudest.
I'm not.
You are
Ben
by
is the
far
loudest
the most
in here.
opinionated person in here.
I'm not opinionated. I'm asking questions. Why don't you ask, Abby?
No, that's because you were talking quite a lot yesterday, so I thought you asked.
Yeah, I find it fascinating, obviously, because like the whole acting thing.
But you
Like, I
can
just
say-
could listen to like your stories all
But
day.
you can say people are saying. People are us.
Oh yeah,
People said
it's
this,
fine.
this,
I
that.
don't mind asking her.
What is her storm?
I might not say that. I might not be like, so what is the story? I might just say like, so what's the chat? Why are you in here?
Gabby should ask, since I'm aggressive and loud.
Am I not aggressive and loud?
No, you're just kind of fading in the background right now, to be honest. Because you guys are all playing it safe, and I'm the troublemaker in the house, and I'm the loudest in the house.
No, because I went to sleep.
And I'm the
It's gonna
this
be
in the house. And I'm the this in the house, and I'm the that in the house. You ask her then.
I will.
(12:08 p.m. Gabby is putting the boys through their paces.
In. Down. In and out.
Hey, up.
Come on. 3 more.
Well, pal. Keep it going, big man.
Yeah, that's it. Yes.
Well done, mate.
Good.
I don't know if I did 10.
Do another one then.
Go on, Nick. Go on, Nick.
I did 10.
Go on, mate. No, you did 9.
I did 10.
You did 9, I promise. I was counting.
Get up.
I heard that you are a Scientologist. Is that right?
Yes.
Right. Can you tell me what is it exactly? Because we see so much about it on the press, and there are so much controversy about it, and I just don't understand because I don't know anyone who are Scientologist. What the religion consists of?
The best way for someone to find out what it is to read a book on it.
Read a book on it.
Yeah.
The books.
There's like many, many Scientology books.
Right.
Or there's a TV channel now called Scientology.tv.
But what is the God then? I mean, because we all got a God, we always have like a belief on something. Is there a God in Scientologist?
Not unless you want there. It would just be like, that's why you should read a book.
I just want to learn.
It doesn't
That's
deal,
all.
that's what I mean, you should read a book. Or,
Well, I'm here now, there's no book. I mean, you're here. You
yeah,
can tell
but
me.
it would be, it would be like this. If I really wanted to know what a Christian was,
I
what
can
they
tell you.
really believed,
Yeah.
I would read the Bible. I was raised Christian, so I would read the Bible.
Yeah, I was raised a Christian.
If I really
Yeah, I'm
wanted
a
to know what
Christian,
Muslim was, I'd read the Quran.
Right, but can you tell me about it?
No.
Come on, mate.
Why not?
Because I've explained why. If you want to know what it is, you just find out what it is.
Hardeep has a question for Natalie.
Were you a playmate?
No, I didn't actually. I didn't want to do the magazine. Now it's not topless anymore, so I would do it now.
But she's going to do page 3 when she comes out.
No, they
There
offered
is no
me.
page 3. There is no page 3.
There is page 3, I did it.
Here?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah, it still is in Daily Star.
Oh, okay. When
Is
did
that
you
what
did
you got?
page 3 in Daily Star? How old were you?
A year ago.
How did you feel about that?
I was fine with it. It's something I always wanted to do. I don't know why.
Tell me why.
I always wanted a show
why.
like this. I love it.
Tell me why, Angel.
I don't know why, I just wanted to do it.
So your shoots are topless or nude or stuff?
No, so I wouldn't go past the topless stage.
You
That's
wouldn't?
the furthest I'd go. And then I'd do like implied nudes.
And you
so
don't feel
it wouldn't-
objectified?
No. No, I really enjoyed it.
Men looking at your naked body in papers doesn't make you feel uncomfortable?
No.
So I'm just sorry, I mean, you're and I are going to fall out, but I was passionately against page 3.
Really?
I campaigned against it.
Why?
I just don't think it's very healthy. Listen, if we lived in an equal world, genuinely, I would have no issue with it. But I can't help thinking that it's part of the objectification of women, you know, and of which we are all guilty. I am guilty. We are all guilty. I'm the biggest hypocrite you'll meet, but excellently articulate at being a hypocrite.
But we can talk more about it. It's a cool subject. I mean, if you fancy talking about it. Yeah, it is very interesting. Yeah.
It is very interesting.
Yeah.
I agree.
5, 4,
Well, let's work out.
3, 2, 1. Get
Wait,
check out.
Ryan, are you supposed to come too, or no?
Yeah. That's not fair. You
let's
see
go.
I'm working out. It's not fair, that. Sorry, guys.
Why did you choose this route?
Well, glamour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted
So
to do
tell
it.
me how it came to pass.
So I was at college for 3 years.
Studying.
I studied law, business and psychology.
I'm a lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, I've
I
got a
didn't
law
know
degree.
that. Wow.
That explains why you're super bright.
Also, I had a baby when I was in college.
You've got a baby.
Yeah.
The baby's got a baby. Yeah. How old's your baby?
He'll be 3 in November.
Can I just say, if we were in the real world, I'd want to see pictures straight away. I'm so broody these days. Do you know your dad?
I literally feel like I'm getting another
Sorry.
reading. This is so
Do you
weird.
know your dad?
Yeah, I don't
14.
speak to him though.
14, 15, what happened? When did he leave?
From birth.
Really?
And I've only ever grown up with my mum, so that's all I really need.
Exactly.
Just used to it now.
Amen. You got a good mum.
Yeah.
It's quality, not quantity of family.
Yeah, exactly. You're the same, right?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Why are you crying, Hadi? What's wrong?
It's all right, don't get upset.
No, it's just
What's
completely
hit
understand.
you?
Well, I was sitting in a room with 2 women, both were saying you don't need your dads.
But that's, don't cry for us.
No, I'm not crying for you, I'm crying for the dads.
Don't cry for my dad.
I'm a dad.
Yeah, but you're not my dad.
Well,
Don't cry
There's
for...
different types of dads.
Yeah, but
You're
don't cry
obviously-
for the dads that aren't like you.
No.
Why are you getting upset for dads that choose to walk out?
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
their
so I'll
choice.
tell you why. Because those dads simply perpetuate. They will create another generation of men who walk out. And because they don't learn from their women. I mean...
So you're crying for us, not for them, right? You're upset for us, not for them.
Oh, yeah, they're dicks.
Yeah.
No, I feel for them because they are incomplete human beings. I feel bad for them.
Massive loss. They've lost out, not us.
And how much quicker the world would change if dads like that actually sat... I mean, listen, I have a daughter your age, right? I sit and I talk to an intelligent woman like you who's making her choices. It's just upsetting and disappointing. Men are fucking disappointing.
Not all men.
Most men.
Not all men.
Most men.
No.
Trust
Do you know
me.
what? It'd be easy, it'd be textbook for us to not have trust in men and not have any faith in men. But for every man that walks away, there's a man that sticks around.
Coming up, it all gets too much for Gabby.
I feel like dead intimidated.
Why though?
Just have stuff to me in front of the people and it puts me on the spot.
1:11 p.m. Sally is showing the kids how it's done.
Our next celeb to Big Brother model is Sally Morgan. Woo! Sally Morgan wears Sally Morgan's couture. She wears a gown made of pure silk and viscose.
Gabby is questioning her role in the house.
Have you done much cleaning up and stuff?
I've cleaned the kitchen so many times, done so much washing up. Do you remember? You were like...
There you go.
But it gave me eczema on my arm.
Well, you've just answered it for yourself. You're helpful in the kitchen.
Yeah, but who gives a shit about helpful? People want, like, fun.
You are
Well,
fun as
apparently
well.
I'm fading into the background.
You're not fading into the background. You're,
So...
Natalie says that about everyone.
What? She said that you're fading into the background.
That's not me. It's not me.
Yeah, if it ain't you, if it ain't you to have fun, then don't do it. No, I'm joking.
You're a dickhead.
I'm joking. I know you have fun. You just be yourself. Don't worry about what other people think you should do. Or...
What? You just battered the crap out of us all.
You ain't, are you? Are you laughing?
She's playing with you. She's got
You're
it,
laughing.
mate. Have a little look.
Let me see you. Are you joking? Sorry, girl. Are you seriously upset? What are you doing, you nutter?
Huh? Out of effect, because you fade into the background. You think he just led...
Stupid. You ain't.
No, but it's like, it's the way everything's said that, like,
Yeah, but listen.
everyone's put on the spot and it fucking stresses me out.
She's just ruthless.
No one else has put you on the spot, is there? That's just her personality.
It's her character. It's the way she speaks to people and stuff.
Do I ever put you on the spot? Does Dan put you on the spot? Does Dan make you feel like you're fading?
At the end of the day, yeah. If
No, but that's what I mean, but that's what, like, so...
Just one person. Just one person, isn't it? Just one, well, maybe two.
I feel like dead intimidated.
To be
Intimidated?
around. Why?
Why though?
She says
Yeah, but I know-
stuff to me in front of the people
But
and it
is it-
puts me on the
but is it
spot
just-
and
is
I
it
know
just-
that we're here for that. But
No, Gabby, do you know what, mate? We're not.
Oh, but if she knew how you were sitting there, I
she
think
wouldn't give a fuck.
She wouldn't
Are you
give a
joking?
fuck.
What?
She wouldn't give
Hey.
a fuck.
She could just say that I'm, like, probably saying that I'm being fucking dramatic or I don't know.
You should say, in return to that, you should say, I'd rather fade into the background, whatever you mean by that, than fucking get involved in other people's business that
Yeah,
I don't,
'cause that ain't
or
me.
not be myself.
(1:49 p.m. Housemates have been gathered for a very special presidential announcement.
Later on today, all housemates will make their nominations for the first time. I can now reveal that I will be issuing one presidential pardon to the housemate I think deserves it the most, which will instantly make this housemate immune from this week's eviction. I will be inviting each of you individually to visit me in the White House soon. This will be your chance to explain why you feel like you deserve it. It is important to remember that the president's decision is final.
It's time for the presidential pleas to begin.
It's really scaring me.
How do you feel like you would rate yourself on tasks?
I'm a competitive individual. I like to work as a team. I'll always lead from the front, you know what I mean?
How do you consider your general attitudes towards people in the house?
I feel I treat them all with respect, very polite to everybody. I try to help in every way I can. And at the same time, sometimes I like to lift my role in spirits if anyone's away.
What do you feel would make you the person that should be chosen for the pardon?
I'm not really too bothered about the pardon, to be honest with you.
So I feel like I've brought youth to the house. A smile always. You won't lose me because I'm always dressed bright.
I actually cleaned a bath full of Hardeep's hair, and some of them were hairs from downstairs.
I don't have to be asked to clean. I take note of my own hygiene, and I've actually been cleaning up after others.
I have to say that I'm very proud of myself because I think I helped build the wall good.
Mm-hmm.
That was terrible English, but you know what I mean.
I feel like I'm the mum.
You could say that you're tiny bit the voice of reason.
Oh, that would be nice. I like that.
Maybe I'll ask you these questions. What have you done with cleaning?
Can you wait until it's my turn, please?
No.
I'm very nervous, President.
Have you cooked anything?
Well, I haven't cooked anything because I don't know how to cook.
I don't wish to be considered for a pardon.
Okay, you don't want to be pardoned?
If folk around me don't want me in the house, I think I want to know the truth. For me, the reality of those around me matter more than an arbitrary pardon.
As the president and the vice president, you're going to need somebody like Secret Services, CIA. Someone who's going to go around and ask questions, going to talk, and going to come back and give you the 100% honest truth. Like, I got your back. Why are you
looking at me like that?
I got your back.
All right, good.
You keep me in the house, I got your back.
Thank you. She has a lot of energy.
What happened there?
After some tough deliberations, the president and vice president have come to a decision.
This housemaid has been picked because they are consistent at cleaning. They are always willing to help in any way, and they do not want to create conflict. Therefore, it is with great pleasure I can now announce that Jermaine has officially been pardoned. For the rest of you, I hope this is a lesson learned. Thank you.
Hercules!
3:19 p.m. Roxanne is giving Ben a pep talk.
Put your fist like this. Right, look in the mirror now and just say, I know who I am.
What?
Just say it.
I know who I am.
And just say, and no one can take that from me.
No one can take that away from me.
And just say, I've been me my whole life.
I've been me my whole life.
And it's not going to stop now.
Ain't going to stop now.
And if you don't like what you see...
Don't like what you see.
Turn around and walk away.
Walk away.
Walk away.
Walk away.
Chloe has a question for Kirsty.
What is your storm? Like, why?
One was when I gained weight and got really fat, because I had always been really skinny. And at that time, that press was very different. They would never get away with it now. But they were brutal. But I showed them. I made about a fortune off all that fat loss.
Yeah!
Anytime they turn something at you, make money off of it.
How did you manage to lose weight?
I did, well, it was even worse. This is how, no one, the public didn't know this, but I gained like 50 pounds, which I'd been skinny my whole career. I gained 50 pounds.
Wow.
Then my accountants made a mistake, and I owe the IRS $1 million.
Your accountants made that mistake.
Let's say together we made the mistake. Whatever. My accountants didn't have to pay. I had. So then I owed $1 million. I was fat as fuck. So I decided I'm going to write a show called Fat Actress, and I'm going to get an account with a weight loss company. I did, Jenny Craig. So in a period, I conceived of the show Fat Actress and sold it in a week, and it was really good. I don't have trouble losing weight. I have trouble keeping weight off longer than 4 years. Who cares?
Coming up, the president is compromised.
Big brother, please get the president out of a dangerous situation.
You could be living it up like a celebrity with a chance to win a massive £10,000 cash and a 5-star luxury holiday for 2 people to the Maldives. Courtesy of Destinology, you'll spend 7 nights Platinum Plus all inclusive in a Sunset Junior Suite at the 5-star atmosphere, Kanafushi, Maldives. So for your chance to win £10,000 and a holiday of a lifetime, all you have to do is text CBB to 65555 or post your name and phone number to CBB, PO Box 7557 Derby DE1 0NP. Text costs £2 plus one message at standard network rate. Lines close on the date shown on screen and 3 working days later for postal entries. For rules and winners, go to channel5.com/win. Good luck. 6:48 p.m. Big Brother has gathered the housemates in the living room.
This is Big Brother. Housemates, Big Brother will call you to the diary room in alphabetical order. You must then nominate the 2 housemates you wish to face eviction. As Jermaine received a presidential pardon earlier, he cannot be nominated. However, Jermaine is still able to nominate. Can Ben come to the diary room?
Ben's going to get us in trouble again! He's in trouble again!
Ben, clean the chair afterwards, will you?
This is minging.
Yeah, just remember that I'm giving readings tonight and I'm going to know if I'm talking to you. The first thing I say, you voted for me.
Yeah. Does your personal antagonism towards someone affect your ability to read them?
No, I'm not really antagonistic towards anyone.
I wasn't suggesting you were, but I mean, sort of just you joked about it there and I'm interested in...
Well, I say jokes. I mean, don't dissect everything I say.
Hey! Thanks, that's made my decision easier.
That's it. Like you hadn't already made that decision.
No.
Call me psychic, call me psychic, darling, call me psychic.
My first nomination is going to be Natalie. I didn't like to see Gabby upset. That affected me because I think Gabby's lovely and I didn't like to see them little blue eyes redden up. So, you know, I didn't like what she said to Gabby and how she made her feel. My second nomination is going to be Ryan. Every time I'm around him, he makes me feel on edge, to be totally honest. So, you know, obviously I know he's had a task to do. I know he's probably been isolated from the group, which isn't great for him. I've tried to make an effort to get involved and stuff with him and stuff like that. But I don't know, there's been certain moments where I felt a little bit, like, a bit of lack of warmth in his presence. I just felt a little bit, you know, a bit like, they got a bit cold, a bit cold from him.
Chloe is next to nominate.
My first nomination is Nick. I think he doesn't make much of an effort to interact with anyone, and even if you try and talk to him, he's very vague and it's only small talk, which is quite boring. So I feel like if he made more of an effort to socialise instead of being quite quiet, then I wouldn't have picked him to nominate. The second person I'd like to nominate is Hardeep. We had a conversation earlier in where he was quite judgmental of my previous career, and I feel like people shouldn't jump to conclusions before they know everything. And I know he doesn't really understand it because he's not in the industry, but I still felt like he was putting me down on what I did.
My first nomination will be Natalie. She was very rude to Hardeep about his cooking, and then she was rude to Gabby as well and made Gabby cry. And I don't want to see people that I get on with really well and I like, and my friends crying, and it's causing a bit of a bad atmosphere.
Could you now give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
Roxanne. I don't feel like we've seen the completely real her yet. I don't know whether, it sounds crazy, but like her facial expressions or the way she acts, or I just think all these things, I don't know, I feel like she could be acting up a bit. I just want everyone to be the real them, and I don't feel like she is yet.
Dan, you may now leave the diary room.
Thank you, big brother.
Just trying to get to know people, really. create a rapport with people, know where they come from and how it's looking like and everything. Like we had that the other day, do you know what I mean? That's what I enjoy. Yeah.
I don't know who's next.
Yeah, bro.
God, you look subdued. Was it horrible?
Scary experience.
This is Big Brother. Would Gabby come to the diary room?
I'm not coming back. I'm going.
Throw it to someone, you gotta say what it is. Can't be the same thing.
This is a flute.
That's good.
Gabby, could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
The first person I want to nominate is Natalie. When Nat said I was fading into the background, I thought, oh, maybe I do need to switch it up a notch, but then that is not who I am or what I want to be, and it's not what I want to do, so it made me feel intimidated, if I'm honest, because then for the rest of the day I've been kind of avoiding being in a situation where she can put me on the spot like that again. The second person I'm going to nominate is going to be Rodrigo. I don't feel like Rod is being his complete self the whole time. Like, there's certain times where he's really, really, really lovely, and then just out of nowhere, he'll give this, like, almost aggressive point of view on something. He's made me feel uncomfortable a couple of times. There's a way of doing things, and the way he does them, I don't believe is the correct way.
The first nomination is Natalie. She kicked up something of a fuss about who gets to cook and who doesn't, was offered to cook today and declined the opportunity. Upset Gabby earlier on today, and has been rude about my snoring and unhelpful about that, and I feel personally she's a negative influence in the house. After great soul searching, my second nomination, and it's not by any means straightforward, is Sally, who I like personally and I have a connection with. But something changed this evening in the run-up to these nominations where I felt a certain hostility from her, a certain sharpness from her, and she seemed very sure that I was going to nominate her, and that wasn't the case. But it is now. So, perhaps art imitates life and life imitates art. Yeah.
Wait a minute, I have a question really quick because I haven't gone yet.
Yeah.
And we would like, before we go, for everybody to just remind us of what their storm was quickly.
Well, I don't understand what the storm's got to do with the eviction.
Because I haven't even talked to certain people about what they're even here for, and I want to be reminded.
I don't know anyone's storm, and I don't really care, to be honest.
Sure, I don't really want to talk about mine anymore. You know mine anyway, but...
Yeah.
I'd rather not talk about mine anymore.
But I don't want to know your storm,
That's
mate.
in my past.
Bro, I don't want to know your storm. That's the difference. I don't think anyone should want to know anyone's storm. If you do, then
Really?
you should,
I want to know who
you
I'm living with. Absolutely.
Well,
I want to
then-
know what I
then
would
you-
like to know things about people. I have a husband. I would like to know who the fuck is married, who the fuck isn't married, why you don't have a ring on, I would like to know.
But
And
you
I'm
know
going
it.
to ask. I'm going to
that's
ask.
fine, you can
And
ask,
that's
but everything
fine.
else has
And
been
that's
spoken
fine.
about.
And
And
I can ask.
Yeah, but our
And I
stories-
will ask.
Well, I'm saying if people don't want to say it...
I didn't force anybody to just say it.
I know, I'm not... No, why are you shouting?
Stop shouting. Stop shouting.
It's like, geez, I can ask.
I'm not saying you
I'm
can't.
going to ask.
Okay, that's brilliant.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Because not just me, but the viewers probably don't know who half the motherfuckers in here are either.
Yeah,
Period.
Listen, you obviously feel...
Like,
But listen,
what is going on?
Listen, Natalie, why are you in here with us if you think you're too
I'm
big to be in
asking.
here?
No, did I just say that, or did you just?
You're saying,
no.
the viewers don't know anyone.
I'm asking. Maybe some of the people watching don't know the story.
Yeah, they probably don't, but we've all spoke about it.
Stop.
But it's so negative, man. It's ridiculous.
Wait a minute, time out. Negative. I've actually came into this house and was introduced to Dan as he was single, and then 5 seconds later, Gabby comes running in and says, he has a wife, he's married. Like, okay, so time out.
Okay, so
I
would
can
you
ask,
like
I'm
me
just
to
giving you an
explain this?
example.
Yeah, that's cool.
I am being told one thing about certain people, another thing about someone. Chloe sat up today and didn't even know that Jermaine had a girlfriend. We don't even know what the fuck is going on.
My advice to everyone here is just see people through the eye, get to know the person they are.
Fuck the storm.
I own my my storm. I like my storm. That's who the fuck I am. That's who the fuck made me. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not a negative thing. It was a great learning experience in my life. If that was a negative thing for you guys, then stress that.
A lot of people with their storm, it damaged them in some way, you know? One of the ways they're handling their storm is being in here in the house all together.
So you can talk about it in the house.
Yeah, but there are some people
So
that
you
don't
want to
want
act like you got on this show because you're Prince Charming?
No.
Or what?
No.
Like,
No.
I'm confused. Like,
No.
just like, it's not something that's some secret or hidden.
Big brother, please get the president out of a dangerous situation.
Big brother, take the president. Take the president out of danger.
It's like,
Right,
what the
listen,
fuck, you guys?
This is getting boring, though.
Oh my
Just letting you
god.
know, it's getting boring.
9:07 p.m. Hardeep and Dan are talking about the argument with Natalie.
We didn't say anything wrong, did we?
You were incredibly pleasant, which I think riled her even more. She's looking for...
And that's why she was getting
Yeah.
louder and louder and louder.
But also, you know, she's saying she wants to talk, but she's not giving anyone an opportunity to talk. Don't even get involved. Let her blow, you know, let her just shout. She's the only voice in the room. See, the more, whatever you say, regardless of what you say,
Gives her another
level to go.
But when you're in the moment, it's hard.
I know, honey, I know, but think how hard it is for me.
Yeah.
This is Big Brother. Would Jermaine come to the diary room?
You made mistakes in your life. We all have, right? We're all fucked up. But what the fuck's it got to do with her?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Jermaine, could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
My first nomination is Natalie. She's, made one of the housemates cry. And for Gabby, she's a lovely girl, and don't deserve that at all. My second nomination is Hardeep. He's getting on, certain people's nerves. There's animosity between him and Sally, him and Natalie, and the longer that goes on, the more it's going to flare up. Certain housemates feel they can't get themselves in the kitchen because he's controlling over that, and also at night time, the snoring is pretty bad.
My nomination is Natalie. I feel like she is explosive in a way that she exacerbates a situation to create, I guess the word is unrest. And I think it makes people very uncomfortable. But I don't like the manner of control that she uses to dominate.
Could you give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
This one gets a little tougher for me. My second nomination is Rodrigo. The only explanation I have is that it was my observation that he did not help as much as other people did. I guess in the work of what it takes to run a house. And it takes cleaning a house. And not just cleaning your own mess up, but cleaning other people's messes up. He's more concerned with what he's wearing or how he looks or something like that, which that's great, that's his thing, but it doesn't replace taking responsibility for an entire space. It's that simple.
Why should bring up my marriage? Like, we're never gonna. What's to do with you? And the thing is, like, it's not like when someone's married and they're having trouble in their marriage, like it's like a nice thing that you just want to talk to everyone about. No, talk to anyone about it.
Where have you been?
Oh, in the diary room.
Oh, you can go. Oh, you've been in the diary room. All right, okay.
This is Big Brother. Would Natalie come to the diary room?
Oh, man.
Close the door, right? Close the door, lock it, close the door.
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh, man.
Stop it. I know, but stop it. It's not the way to go. I know we're not the way
We
to go.
can't joke, though, can we, about it? I tell you what, no, I can't, because seriously, it's made me ill.
My first nomination is Hardeep. I'm nominating him because I don't like the things that come out of his mouth, or his cooking, or the way he snores, or the way he looks at me. We have literally been bumping heads since I got here. He has to go. My second nomination is Kirsty. She doesn't want to answer any questions. She walks away when I ask her just a simple question. I have no idea what Kirsty's even doing here, to be honest with you. She doesn't want to talk. She doesn't want to mingle. She wants to sleep in the White House away from everyone. She doesn't even try to come over and say anything to anybody. And honestly, that's just fake. And I don't like fake. And so since you don't want to keep it real, I think you need to leave.
Coming up, Jermaine's wild side comes out.
Make it out.
9:47 p.m. Housemates have been nominating for the past 2 hours and 59 minutes. Natalie has 6 nominations, Hardeep has 3 and Rodrigo has 2. Ryan, Nick, Roxanne, Sally and Kirsty all have 1 nomination each. The next housemate to nominate is Nick.
Nick, could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
Okay, my first nomination is Kirsty. My wife won't like me for that, but she's a little bit isolated from the group. I don't really see her making any effort to engage with the remainder of the group. It's a team, right? And I find teams important, and everybody needs to engage with each other. And we're not getting that level of engagement from Kirsty, I believe. The second nomination, I think, is going to be Chloe. She's very polite, she's very nice, I can have a laugh and a joke with her, but she doesn't really add anything in terms of output to the house.
So my first nomination is Gabby. She excluded me from working out this morning with her. She just doesn't like me, and she made that obvious today. My second nomination will be Hardeep. Hardeep is very loud. It's very hard to sleep sometimes. He snores so loudly, it's like... It's just like this. And there is Hardeep, who snores and farts, and that's very inappropriate.
My first nomination is Hardeep. I've seen a side to him with other people that has created a really tense and uncomfortable atmosphere. And that's affected me. He's also made a couple of comments that I didn't appreciate about my absent dad. And I just felt he crossed the line there. My second nomination, unfortunately, has to be Natalie. She's a strong, sassy, vocal, passionate woman. And I respect that in every single way. But there was a massive argument that erupted, which was overwhelming. It's affecting the people around me, and their temperament and their moods are changing, which is having a knock-on effect to me.
My first nomination is Chloe. I feel like Chloe may be a bit of a closed book, quite a private person, not very good at warming to people straight away, and for that reason it's stopped us getting to know each other. My second nomination is Natalie. She is probably the only person in the house that I get a not so nice vibe from. She is making me aware that it's a game, and she mentioned to Gabby, why don't you go and speak to Kirsty and ask her about her storm? Because you are getting a little bit left behind in this group. She is playing a game, and my personal view is that's wrong.
The first person that I would like to nominate is Hardeep. I find his behaviour inappropriate. He uses his academia and his intelligence as a manipulative weapon. My second nomination, Big Brother, is for Rodrigo. He hasn't been pulling his weight enough with the household duties. He's living with a group of us, and he needs to take his turn in that, and he hasn't shown himself, in my eyes, to be doing that.
Natalie received a total of 8 nominations. Hardeep received 6 nominations. Therefore, both Natalie and Hardeep will face a public vote this week. Rodrigo received 3 nominations. Chloe and Kirsty received 2. Gabby, Nick, Roxanne, Ryan and Sally received 1 nomination each. Ben and Dan did not receive a single nomination. 12:48 a.m. Natalie has something to tell Roxanne.
I'm not here to be like shaking the house. I'm not the storm. We're all the storm. There's a lot of lies going on, and there's a lot of promiscuous people in here. Hadid, with all due respect, I want to know what people's storms are because he doesn't want to talk about his storm. He was fired or removed from his position, which tells me you're guilty. And I said, well, can you show me how you hugged her? Because you're telling me you just hugged her. Was it like this? Was it like this? Did you grab her butt? He didn't want to talk about all of that. And so I want to know who the fuck I'm living with.
No, I get it. I get it. I didn't even know that.
Period.
I didn't
See
even
what
know
I'm
that.
saying?
Some of the housemates are playing spin the bottle.
The amount of trouble we're going to get in for absolutely nothing. Jermaine, you got to get under the table. No, listen, you got to do a lap of under the table on your hands and knees, and then kiss her in a fight, and then get back up. Come on, here we go.
So that big brother don't notice me.
Tongue out like a dog. That's all. As you're crawling.
Pricks.
This is brilliant. Go on. Go. Tongue out.
Oh, shit, it's a beetle.
Go.
Oh,
Don't worry about that. Tongue out. Go.
Put it out, Chloe.
Oh, he's racing you to close.
Oh, no, this is a race.
Go on, Chloe, get it out.
Oh, this is shit.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, look at
Go, go. Look at his arse.
And then how, once you've done it? How? Make it how?
The sad part about it is that they almost are so desperate to be Prince Charmings and come out of here as like they're the most lovable men in the world. And if they just owned up to some of their flaws and said that I want to fix these and that I'm embarrassed of these flaws and that these aren't things that I'm so proud of, but this happened and it made who I am and this is what I'm changing about me.
But there's very few people out there that have it in them to look in the mirror and to say out loud, I did this and it was wrong and for that I'm paying the price and I want to make this better. I know very few people that do that. I know a lot of people that make mistakes. I know very few that apologise and acknowledge it. But for somebody to not want to tell their storm, that says a lot.
Tomorrow night.
You're only going and telling the boys when you're ready to work out.
To be honest with you though, Natalie, you're not really that approachable anyway. You made
really?
me feel uncomfortable a couple of times yesterday.
Oh my God! And don't think just because I'm the American black girl that I can't shout. Because you're shouting louder than I am. Don't start. Because y'all have not seen me get loud.
This week, Hardeep and Natalie will both face the public vote. Who stays? You decide. From a landline, call 090 20 44 58 and add the number of the housemate you want to save. From a mobile, call 6 50 58 and add the number of the housemate you want to save. For Hardeep, add 05. For Natalie, add 08. Calls to the long number will cost 50p plus your network access charge. Calls to the short number will cost 50p. Voting closes in Friday's eviction show. Votes cast after lines close won't count. If you're watching on catch up after that or outside the UK, please don't vote. You can find terms on the Big Brother website.
We've got more celebrity shenanigans over on 5 Star next, with plenty mucking about and not much mucking out in new celebs in the farm. Here on Channel 5 next, we're celebrating the life of a Hollywood icon when we take a look back at the last days of Patrick Swayze.